Hi guys, this is Daria, and finally I'm back to YouTube with Drink Georgian project. I'm really glad that you are still here and you are more than 100 people. Thank you, bring friends, and let's explore the world of Georgian wine together. So as you see, I'm in a new location. I'm partnering with Wine Boutique bar in Tbilisi. It's a very nice place, and we have similar philosophy in a way that here you can have a big variety of wines, from really small natural boutique wineries to some bigger producers, and you can taste a wide spectrum of Georgia in one small place. That's what we are going to do today. Today's topic is misconceptions about Qvevri wine, natural wine, amber wine, because there are a lot from what I realized during my wine tours. People think that Qvevri wine and amber wine are often the same, or maybe all Qvevri wines are natural, or maybe all natural wines are made in Qvevri, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to break down some of these concepts for you. So we start with first of all, with Qvevri. So Qvevri, as you know, it's the Georgian traditional winemaking vessel made of clay, and it gives the wine the opportunity to go through the natural filtration because of this egg shape. You see, Qvevri, egg shape. There is more opportunity for the skins to get in touch with liquid surface, and then it's when it comes to the lower part of Qvevri in a very slow, smooth way, the wine is getting cleared in a natural way, and basically the upper fraction of the wine is already transparent and it's basically ready to rock. Also, Qvevri gives very small pores, so it ensures the micro-oxidation, but in a very tender way. So the wine is if you see Qvevri wine, it shouldn't be always very, very dark amber because of the oxidation. It is amber because of some other reasons. So I have here two wines made in Qvevri. Both of them come from basically the same type of vessel, but what's the difference? In this case, you see it's light one. The skin contact was very short. It's Imeretian wine, Solikauri. The producer is not among these bottles. It's a kind of no-name wine. It's a very light white one because the skin contact was very short. So traditionally in Imereti, people don't leave white wine on skins for too long, and that's why it ends up being very light. And this one is traditional Cahetian 6 months skin contact type of wine made in Qvevri as well, and it's exactly the skin that carries this color and tannins that are very typical for amber wine. So both of those, like this white and amber wine, are made in Qvevri, but it's white and this is amber. Remember this. Actually, I wanted to recommend you also a couple of names. It's not an advertisement, it's my personal recommendation. In this case, it's in the case of white wine made in Qvevri, so no skin contact, it's Miranda's wine. It's a small producer, a woman from Tbilisi. It's a small village in Lechkhumi region, western Georgia, northwest. Usually Solikauri from there is vinified as a semi-sweet wine, and it's like a famous industrial wine, like a favorite wine of many travelers from post-Soviet countries that got a lot of Tbilisi available on their markets. But Miranda vinifies it till the end, so fermentation is, once the fermentation is over, there is no residual sugar in this wine, and that's why it's dry. And once Tbilisi from Solikauri is vinified as a dry wine, it's also a bit off salty even. So it's a very interesting wine, and it's definitely a white Qvevri wine that I can recommend. Then also there is this wine. It's made by also a very, very small wine cellar. It's a beginner, Shotiko Ebanoidze, comes from a winemaking family, but winemaking family, I mean more like homemade wine style. And it's he's the first one who kind of tried to bring it to the bigger level, also in memory of his father, who unfortunately passed away. So Shotiko gets my support and my thumbs up. It's Tsitska Solikauri blend from Imereti. The color is quite like, it's not a traditional white wine, but it's definitely made in stainless steel. So as you see, for skin contact wine, it's not necessary to have a Qvevri. So that's the next misconception. Skin contact wine is not only Qvevri. So if you see amber wine, it's not only Qvevri. And this here is the example of skin contact wine made in Qvevri, like this one. You see, it's also like this kind of bottle, classical label, Tails wine, also relatively new winery. And from this, I want to start the next topic, the next misconception to talk about, which is all Qvevri wines and amber wines are natural wines or organic wines. Often, once you're traveling around Georgia, you will hear winemakers saying, it grows on my organic vineyards, I make wine naturally like my grandparents did, or some other phrases like this. But I should tell you that it's not always like that, and there is a difference between organic, like principles of cultivating grapes, organic certificates, natural wine, and even biodynamic wine. So this is the next fraction I have here. So for example, organic wine still involves the kind of modifications in the wines, of course, like with the organic materials, but still it kind of allows certain interventions in the winemaking process. But yeah, the vineyards are treated with the organic materials, and it's kind of still a more labor-intensive wine. Like you spend more time cultivating vineyards organically than conventionally, so with a lot of chemicals. I have here only one example that I could find today with this green leaf. So green leaf is a European certification for organic wines, and in Georgia they have a partner, Caucas Cert, that ensures that examines the vineyards and the wineries and gives the certificate. The certificate costs a lot. So not many winemakers who actually grow grapes organically and use organic methods of winemaking, not all of them are actually applying for this green leaf. So once a winemaker is telling you that his wine is organic, don't always look for this green leaf. Just, yeah, you have to believe it sometimes. Sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy, and once we talk philosophy, we already moving into realm of natural and biodynamic wines. I'm not sure even which is more related to the philosophy, to be honest, because actually, yeah, I think both. The biodynamic approach to the winemaking is established by Rudolf Steiner, an Austrian philosopher and, well, I would say scientist, but many conventional scientists would actually say that it's not. With Rudolf Steiner, not only the biodynamic methods of winemaking are related, but if you see in the pharmacy the Veleda cosmetics, or if you heard about Waldorf schools and kindergartens, it's also related to his approach to living the life in the most nature-friendly way. So to give back to nature and not only to take what it gives you. So in the case of biodynamic wineries and winemaking ways, there are also different kinds of preparations used for work in the vineyard. For example, they would work on the horses without any mechanical methods. They would use horse manure as one of the fertilizers. They would use the chamomile, not tea, but chamomile water also to spray the vineyards, or different preparations made of the animal and herbal particles, like putting certain mix of herbs into the cow horn and burying it in the vineyard, so that this organic decomposure would enrich the soil. Of course, they also pay attention to moon phases. So all this makes people very skeptical about the biodynamic wine. So how does it influence the taste? So I would say that if you cannot taste the difference, it's okay too. It's just more about, natural approach, like special approach to vineyard management and winery management. And of course you will see a more expensive price tag on these wines because it's very labor intensive and you spend more on the preventive measures in the vineyard than to just spraying down with chemicals, with pesticides, and then having a perfect looking grapes, but that contain a lot of other nasty stuff inside. As you can understand, I'm rather standing on the organic side of the process. So the less interventions, the better. And the natural winemaking or low intervention winemaking, here is one of the greatest examples in my opinion. Gaios Sopramadze wine cellar from Imereti. My dears, my darlings, they work with Qvevri, skin contact or less skin contact. So you can see a variety of colors once you pour the wines one by one. And they're a member of Natural Wine Association of Georgia. So there is such an association that controls its members, how they manage their vineyards and what they do in the cellar. And you can eventually lose the certificate, the membership, if you do something wrong. So there are cases like this. So it's an organization that controls its members by itself very strictly. They have a board that goes and checks the vineyards and so on. So these guys and girls are rather standing for low intervention. So it means also only organic sprays of the vineyards, and also less sprayings per year than a conventional winemaker would do. They would rather use the mixture of sulfur and copper than some heavy chemicals. Then what else? They would also probably pay attention to the moon phases in terms of harvest and works in the winery, but yeah, probably not necessary. Then also in the winery, they wouldn't stabilize or use heavy filters for their wines. They wouldn't clean it with the chemicals and so on. So it's really low intervention wines. Those are really delicious, many of them, but some of them are, to be honest, very risky once you transport them far away and don't use sulfur for stabilization, because sulfur, as you know, it's very controversial topic. I'm going now into very dangerous realm, and I'm ready for tomatoes being thrown from different sides, from conventional and from natural too, because I'm standing in the middle ground, to be honest. I'm standing for a bit of sulfur to kind of keep the wine safe and fresh and amazing, how it was in the beginning, rather than give it zero stabilization, and then it will travel and it will eventually lose this amazing taste that it had and turn into kombucha. And then I here, and many people like me, recommend this here in Georgia, and then people buy the bottle somewhere in the United States and get disappointed. So I prefer to avoid these cases, and basically recommend the wineries that I'm sure that are standing for low intervention, but under low it means that they still do something to keep their wines as amazing as they are. So with natural winemaking, there is a lot of controversies recently. There are a lot of talks about using a natural term for marketing and so on, but I would say that Georgian natural wines in general are pretty good still. Maybe we are not as as marketed or as spoiled or whatever, but to be honest, some natural wines I tasted abroad, for example in Germany and the Czech Republic, were not as clear and as good as Georgian wines. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the grapes, maybe it's because of the vessel, maybe it's because of the I don't know how everything works together. But even natural low intervention Georgian wines, you can see at the market, can be perfectly clean, even though they were not heavily sterilized and filtered and so on. So I hope that this video will help you a bit once you come to a shop that sells Georgian wine, or once you arrive to Georgia and see this amazing shops where the wine starts from the floor and goes up. There are like all the walls covered with different brands of wine. I hope that it will be easier for you to navigate between skin contact, Qvevri, amber, white, and natural and biodynamic, and just conventional wine that is also amber. So see you next time. Stay safe and drink Georgian. Gagi marchas.